presence in the gallery of His Holiness, the 17th Karmapa. I would also like...
Mr. Speaker, I rise today, along with my colleague from Parkdale Hyde Park, to welcome His Holiness the 17th Karmapa Ojen Trinji George on his first visit to Canada. I would like to commend His Holiness for his commitment to helping youth, for his dedication to social and environmental responsibility, and for bringing Buddhist teachings to life in the modern world. His Holiness touches many lives. Many he knows, but many he does not. Mr. Speaker, by making Buddhism and meditation accessible to people through technology and digital resources, he's helping thousands of people who suffer from mental health challenges find peace. His Holiness's impact is far-reaching and is helping change the lives of people who might otherwise suffer alone. It is a privilege to have the Tibetan Canadian Cultural Centre in my riding of Etobicoke Lakeshore. It is a vibrant community, rich in culture and tradition. When you consider the goals of the Centre and Tibetan Buddhism in general, they reflect a beautiful respect for life and harmony that transcend all cultures. Welcome to Canada, Your Holiness. May your trip be very meaningful. Thank you, Mr.
First visit to Canada. The Karmapa's life should remind us of the dire human rights situation in the so-called autonomous region of Tibet. At 14 years old, the Karmapa fled his home amidst the tyrannous efforts of the government of China to persecute the people of Tibet through forced assimilation and restricting religion to the point of destroying religious buildings. 16 years have passed by since then, yet observers report that conditions have become worse, not better. As we welcome the Karmapa, we ought to recall the words of former Prime Minister John Diefenbaker when he said, "I am a Canadian, free to speak without fear, free to worship in my own way, free to stand for what I think is right, free to oppose what I believe is wrong, and free to choose who will govern my country. This heritage of freedom I pledge to uphold for myself and all mankind, Mr. Speaker." Accordingly, this Liberal government needs to stand up to the People's Republic of China and advocate for a truly autonomous region for Tibetans so they may enjoy the freedoms you and I do, Mr. Speaker.
And now we're gathered here again to welcome His Holiness the 17th Karmapa to Ottawa, to Parliament Hill. It's his first historic visit to Canada, and what an honor. I'm privileged, and I feel extremely fortunate to be able to welcome him on behalf of Parliamentary Friends of Tibet. So welcome, Your Holiness.
Recognizing the historic importance of this visit today. Having His Holiness with us in Canada is an achievement unto itself. Having him greeted here in Parliament, having him acknowledged and spoken about on the floor of the chamber, having him recognized by the Speaker of the House of Commons is a first, and hopefully it is a sign of many more things to come, but is a testament to the true character of an individual who I've come to know directly over the last few days during his time in Canada, but who I have known from his teachings and his writings and his passionate advocacy for a number of causes. So truly, please accept a heartfelt welcome here, and we hope it is the first of many more visits to come.
I will try not to repeat everything that Arif has already mentioned. Your Holiness, it is truly an honor to be here today in your presence. I was honored as well last week to be in Toronto when His Holiness was speaking at the Intercare Centre in downtown Toronto. It was a very, very special occasion. It was one I will remember for a long, long time. For those of you who weren't there, there was 5,000 people in this room, and you could feel the energy in the room. The message you deliver, Your Holiness, is one of calmness, and it's one, frankly, we should listen to more around here. Earlier today, we had a speech in the House of Commons from one of our colleagues who was speaking about the importance of this institution we have the honor of working in, and how we should conduct ourselves and how we should behave. And there's messages we could learn and should learn from you.
Your Holiness, thank you for coming to Canada. Thank you for all of the important work you do, and I hope this will be the start of a very fruitful relationship.
But I want to say the interns have done real work for us, both last year and this year. Namdal Tenzin has been my intern, has placed some questions on the order paper to do with Canada's policy toward Tibet and also the treatment of political prisoners in Tibet. So she has worked with me to get those onto the order paper. The government will be answering those questions at some time in the future. But she hasn't just worked on Tibet, she's also doing some work on the environment and protection of rivers, lakes, and streams in my riding. So I thank her for the contribution she's made.
Friends of Tibet intern, but he's also taking this Tibetan cause to his heart because he's a very, very good friend of our Sikyong Sangye.
Sangmalo, Tsam Tashidilek, Shigiyo. Greetings, everybody, Your Holiness. It's an absolute honor to be able to welcome you and your team to Parliament Hill. I'm very, very happy to meet you in person. I've read about your work. I've read about the Tibetan cause, and I think what's very important, in addition to your championship of the environment for Canada these days, is your championship of women's rights and gender equality. I think it's a very, very important issue globally, increasingly globally, not just in individual countries. We're lucky to have you here with us, and we can learn more. We can learn a lot from you about inclusiveness and achieving full gender equality in Canada. And the other thing I'd like to say is that the Tibetan-Canadian exchange is also very important for the younger generation of Tibetan Canadians that we have among us, to make sure that they are grounded in Buddhist values and that they can apply those values in their daily life here in Canada. So I'm very proud to have Tanwang with us. She's one of the 5 interns, and she's doing tremendous work in our constituency office and here in Ottawa. And just wanted to thank you for your championship of this program.
시주들이 쇼하다 잠시도 언제 가수다지 최소 뒤미래 다른 신기 배배 접수래 다른 신가 저기 그 최소 나로래야지 로정나 신가 배배 신계스래 창로래야 안에 some.
First of all, I'd like to wish you all good afternoon. And in particular, I'd like to extend my greetings to all of the MPs, all of the Friends of Tibet who are here, as well as the Tibetan interns.
Today, the mise ki kashwada luyu thone, ngarang mise luyu thone da tin tambulia, as the Canada, tin tambulia chukchayare. Today, the sane and the churchine and the Canada UAG Pimi, Mamuchita to the Chapa, and the Maybe young Canada Kita, Wambuchita, and to Chapchuan, that the church in the Lomang Buchida, Jubuchene, and she needed the Shundra. Kadayan 3 day of the Ajanki, Churchine, Daji, Karada, Canada Yeloki, then Zidu Senanda, Tana Shinki, Zidu Chiboma Sebe Daji. Canada Yeloki, Daji, Karada, Yelopti, Ajangi, Kuyambotang, and Dana Shinki, Ramachimba. That is in the sort of Johnsons. In the Sansha cultures.
So in particular today, this is my first visit to the country of Canada in my lifetime. And so from one aspect of one part of this is to make connections with the Tibetan people in Canada, as well as with all the other friends and people, to make good connections with everyone in Canada. So many people have hoped for this to happen for many years, and it's just now that this is coming to fruition. And I think from one perspective, this is an aspect of the real beauty of Canada. It's not just the beauty of Canada, but it's also that there's this real spaciousness and freedom here. And so I'm very happy to be able to be here.
지 배된 더 잘해 만게 다 배기 그래서 가지고 좀 배서 봐 그것도 수해 되베래 이 자치단기 엔 캐나다디 아주 배리야 다시 하장기 다시 가지고 대별로 러시아 나라에 다 그런 대별로 런던 나라에 시작이지 가지고 배도시 시작 충분히 고마다지 주주래라는 말이야 이거 주제 배바 당부자한테 주주 대장 나라야 엔지 비밀 동자지 지금 배 뒤에 니네 차례야 비밀 동자 나本동장 아마 시주아 또 시시하네 세상 비밀 그 뒤에 지 캐나다리안 도아디 에리 비밀 수익이다 가지고 프랑스에게다 밀음 세난다도 저와를 깨스르지 차대요래 다디 가르친 거르잖아 ene kendrege mimarje geoptiki ene physique manzo solia simkurchi yebjeda an khosolia daji namina sinki gajutu yebji mindusan kadine permiseki kamershaki geopchi chatyar samta
And in particular, there are all the parliamentary friends of Tibet who are here this afternoon. So Canada is a country that over the last many years has really been very helpful to the Tibetan people. It was first in the 1970s that 1,000 Tibetan refugees came, and then another 5,000 and more Tibetan people have come. And so for Tibetan people to be able to come to Canada it's a dream. It's really something that they place their hopes in. I think what this shows is the respect that the people of Canada and the government of Canada have for Tibetan people, and their welcoming and the way that the Canadians have welcomed us like family. And so for this reason, whenever people, Tibetan people always find themselves speaking about Canada.
that 단계 다지 다른 숍에 다가 주지 가서 최소 나로야 다지 미나 계절 토야기 그거 좀 붙여버려. 그러면서 이 팀당을 해야 돼. 드린 비싸네. 다 이비네 숍에 지 미나 계절 토야란 단에 최소 나로야 지 가서 그스토바 다 되게 잘해요. 다들 유산에 주고를 규제에 초지네 아주기 엔다지 벽이 내단성으로 다지 배 나로기 비밀 내단디 그지도 디토리 비냐 지 토나 요할 지기 제도 엔다지 그래 가면슈알 지다 라발도지 다들 지 가족구도기 다들 집에 지 전주기 비밀이라 라발도 야나로 야가다 비유 라발도 지 야나로 전주 비밀기 엔다지 가져다 증거기 엔 자주로 조여지다 드린 주산디 규제 때문에 텔레아지 갑조라 다나 신기 디 진조디 마토르지 무트이네 내야 체도 네 지 기지레 다나 신기 미세도 아주 캐나지 숑기 토안에 지 숑다 미마 토는 지 서포라 디 토리입니다. 아주 계시시아 고초소.
This morning I had the opportunity to go to Parliament Hill and to speak with several people. This is my first time to do this, and so I really felt, and also this later I had the opportunity to be welcomed in Parliament. So I'd like to take this so I decided that I wanted to take this opportunity to speak about the situation of people of Tibet and the situation of people in Tibet in particular. And I spoke with several of the members, several people about this. In particular, I also spoke a bit about the refugee situation, especially in India and Nepal, in particular in India. And so difficult situation, and it's a situation where we need more international support, and in particular support from the Canadian people and the Canadian government. And so I took the opportunity to speak about this with some MPs this morning.
다른 신기 미세까지 표현사디 집시들 지고메이지 엔지표 고요디 미세다 가져야지 고요 돈 제비나 하장기 진한제에서나 장도 미세 집차디하래 그다지 더 보세하로다 워터터 에시아사 다데기 민디즈 토네 다 베디지 고요 토네 고랑게 그저진 다스나 장도 리버로 가지요디 전통의 아르성도들이 인주산 대주 토리미나 지 awareness 차다 디상 고요 토리아 참에 토나이 온데 주산에 현재 장장 고요 내려디 야체다를 주시 양미세기 대체 인주산은 아주 미세기 내려 가셔야 토나체과의 개심으로 차려야지 한다는 신기 에너지 분명히 토할 미세도 다지fu 가져다지 주 full ordination 요 디지털이 비대가서 камеру 충분해. 인도 상담도 정말 상으로 냠도 차례 나비비나 아니 제가 소리야 망벌이야 지 점인지를 안다다는 신기 베베게 된다는 의미냐 좀 돼야부 돼도 그래서 그런지 지기 이시에서도
But the issue of Tibet is not just a political issue. There's also the environmental issues, which are extremely important. And Tibet is very important for the world environment. It's a very special place for the world environment, as is demonstrated by the fact that it is called by such names as the third pole of the world, the water tower of Asia, and so forth. And so I think this shows that we need to develop awareness of the value and the influence that the Tibetan area has on the environment of the world. In general, the environment is an issue that everyone takes interest in these days. But sometimes the situation with the environment is too vast for us to understand it all. So I think it's important for us to focus on particular our environmental issues. I also spoke a bit about about women's rights and women's issues, and in particular about the full ordination of women. And so I think that these are issues where if we all work together, then in the future I believe we will definitely be able to bring good results for the world overall and also for the sake of Tibet.
미세 다들이디 저저 제도 나로자디 도리 미네치 참에 엘거스담보다 점변함 되들이야 도세나슈 샤다 엔티기 나리아디 엘거스담보디 처지네 아주 비미 참으로야지 도나나부지다 디돌이야 승구담부 전통으로 잡도 이 안가 도세나 샤인스.
So I haven't got too much to say this afternoon, but what I'd like to do in particular is I would like to thank you all very much for the support in bringing me to Parliament Hill and to the welcome that I received. And I think that you are doing so and welcoming me in this way shows the great consideration and respect that you have for Tibetan people in general.
By the end, by from India and part of his entourage from India. So thank you, everyone.